think part of my journey as a young multiracial person growing up was rejection from sort of both sides of my ethnic identity.
Just something that I grew up with my whole life, like I don't fit in, I don't belong to any ethnic group 100%.
I never saw myself as different from anybody else until someone else pointed it out.
The last thing you want to do is stand out. You want to blend in as much as possible.
I identify myself as black and white. If somebody tries to call me black, I'm like, yep, and white. It's like I never try to deny one side of myself because it's important who I am.
I don't consider myself to be half anything unless someone asks what I'm really composed of, because I don't see myself as relating sometimes to this and sometimes to that. I'm just me.
You look at President Obama, who's definitely heralded as the first African-American president. People still identify you based on what you look like. Okay, so I'm clearly not a white person to most people, so to identify myself as such, regardless of my behavior, is that is my race, is black, because that is what I look like. If I act white, maybe that's my ethnic group perhaps, but it's certainly not my race.
My mom is African American, my dad is European Caucasian American. Why do I feel like there's this pressure on me to pick one over the other?
Yeah, I think the pressure is real and it's created by society. Is it meaningful to say biracial when we're talking about so many different mixtures? Should we move more towards what kind of had happened in the United States for a while, talking about ethnicity? Talking about that, you know, I'm African American, Brazilian, and Portuguese. Is that more meaningful than coming up with almost another term? In sociological circles, we might argue that we're just adding another layer to the construction of race.
That four-letter word, race, has survived into the 21st century despite the fact that our social science, most of our reputable genetic science, and our public policy ostensibly denounces the idea of biological race. It was completely left it behind.
We talk about race like it's this built-in intrinsic thing, but the reality is we're mostly talking about looks, right?
There will become a time when there's no such thing as acting white or acting black. You're just going to act the way you are. So sort of racial distinctions of behavior will lose their merit over time.
1 in 19 people are born mixed race, and if you keep mixing, there's going to be an average color that pops out. Probably not in the next decade, but probably in the next century or so. Things will have changed a lot because things are changing exponentially. And because of that, race will no longer be the big hot topic that it is now, at least not the way it is now, because most people will be in some way mixed.